thought through what we're going to do in that respect. So
Nothing realistic.
wanted to stay for the
Well, in effect, they have legal, William
wanted to sign the withdrawal.
Well, yeah, no,
Ask
no,
lady
these
over
are
there, the clerk, and she'll go ahead and take it.
Oh,
The 2010 values, I believe it was assessed at 167,327. Then after the homeowner exemption, about 160,000.
Rates or whatever, they've driven the price up.
Right, they have to consider that this.
Very guys been always.
Were you working in private firms before you came over?
I worked for Larry County for 8.5 years. This year, my last master's degree.
Well, when you're selling your dairy by the square yeah, because one of our appraisals, we have to take that into consideration.
Then you want to talk to her first about hers? Or no, her name is
That
Lisa.
has a lot to do with it because a
Want
lot
to kind
of
of go
this
around that way too and just,
has a dairy influence. These guys come up here with an asphalt full of money because they're selling it by the square foot and they don't care.
unless you want to pay $30 again, which I'd like
But
to.
it reflects
I enjoy
all the way down
Let me-
the line. Unless you're, what do you plant?
so, the other
Going
thing
out
too, that I
past
wanted to
line
do is
now,
pull
I have
see on
nothing.
the other.
Okay.
about that.
Other than you guys.
If you want to skip that one and go into the
Yeah, just see, at least see.
Absolutely. Horses are an expensive proposition.
Okay, Juana is
decided to retire. Well, that's not good to announce. It's rolling.
I think I'm reading this. You're reading this.
Chairman's signature. This is all
Brothers aren't
Don't see a
authorized,
lot
but
of
we could treat it as a,
the sales. A lot of it on the citrus business is taken out.
well, it'd still be better to postpone it,
Basically because they
because the
can't
board can postpone on their own motion.
cut that land, they've got a basin. They could make it that way, but they
Right.
can't make it buying new land.
But we can do, the board can postpone it on their own motion. So when we get to that one,
And it's great to
can-
have the
the clerk and I
pistachios
can-
and all that, but
yeah, yeah.
out of account.
Yeah, because if you're, the other thing you can do is go ahead and deny it for,
They brought Spring Advocate. I'm on the litigation team. I carry a litigation caseload.
Absolutely.
So
10 years ago, you couldn't do it.
where someone's contesting it and they're testifying and then
3 or 4 years from now, you couldn't give them.
they went to bar.
I were in this business, I had pistachio orchard, I'd sell it.
Said, oh yes.
Right now. Make your move, because with the anticipated production coming on down the road. I don't know if they're gonna be able to even have the processing.
haven't wrote all these, not written these down.
Are we ready to go? Okay.
Yeah, how our government works.
This is the beginning of my packet. Oh, I already put them in order. Okay. 46?
Sure.
Oh, 46 wasn't in here, okay.
I'm not as busy as you.
My source of information
Okay.
is probably primarily Doug.
Well, he's pretty knowledgeable. Really knowledgeable, yeah.
Are we ready to go, Barbara?
Yeah, it's in this file right here. They're in order.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the June 18th Assessment Appeals Board meeting. And this morning, accompanying myself, George Zunion, as panel members, we have Lance Morris and Glenn Fowler, and William McKinley is going to be our alternative today. We basically haven't had a meeting since April, and I'm sure that a lot has transpired. Is there any comments from the board members, the staff, or the assessor? Mr. Roller?
Mr. Chairman, members and staff and council, I'm Roland Hill, Tulare County Assessor, Clerk, Recorder, and I'm here just to take up a few minutes of your time this morning to introduce our newest member to our management team, staff member, Christy Lee. Christy started 2 weeks ago with our office. She's now replacing Mr. Medlock. She's our new Chief Auditor Appraiser. Christy comes with quite a bit of experience. She worked for our office for over 8 years, from 98 to 06, I think it was, and then left to pursue her CPA designation and worked in the private sector for about 6 years, and now we're very fortunate to have her back with our office as our Chief Auditor Appraiser. I'm sure you will find her to be very knowledgeable about the business of, the business property, as we call it. She'll be representing our office here with our business division. And very professional, very knowledgeable, and I think you'll find her to be an excellent staff member. So just wanted to introduce Christy.
Welcome.
And answer any quick questions, and then I'll let you get down to business. Excellent.
Barbara?
Thank you.
Board members?
We have two announcements from our perspective as your staff. First, Lisa Walker is here by herself. One of the things that has happened since March is that Juana Bush did actually retire. And so she didn't want to have any kind of party or announcement, so she just left in May. And so we'll miss her. As you know, Lisa was extra help while Juana was out on medical leave last year, and so she's got a good basis for clerking, and I'm sure she'll do fine. I also want to introduce for you Rebecca Dames. Over here in the corner is a summer intern for our office. She's a law student at the University of San Francisco who's from Visalia, and so she's learning about bits of county government, and we're getting her to as many different kinds of meetings as we can. So hopefully this will be a really fun one for her to see how the Assessment Appeals Board works.
Welcome.
And then one last piece, with the transition in clerks, this was a good opportunity to change some of our internal procedures. The clerk had been choosing to follow the Brown Act procedures, even though this is a quasi-judicial body rather than a legislative body subject to the Brown Act. And there's an Attorney General opinion that says in light of the many differences an Assessment Appeals Board or a Board of Supervisors sitting as a Board of Equalization doesn't have to pay any attention to the Brown Act. And with the change in clerks, that was a good opportunity to change some of our procedures. So you'll observe the two main differences you see on your written materials are that it's now a calendar rather than an agenda. There's no spot for public comment. It just doesn't fit what you do. And we don't have to list anything specific for closed session. You're entitled to do deliberations under the Revenue and Taxation Code. There was some legislation proposed this year to put assessment appeals boards under the Brown Act, and it died it's not officially dead until some point later in the year, but like many bills to add additional responsibilities to local government, it died in the first house in the committee that's responsible for figuring out how the state's going to pay for things that it adds to local government. So as far as I know, we're going to continue indefinitely without being subject to the Brown Act. And welcome back. Nice to see you all again. And we know nothing about the vacancy.
Okay, nothing
So
new.
if you want that fifth position filled, you can pressure, is it Supervisor Worthley? Yeah.
Okay, just so that we have an idea of who's in attendance today, I see Mr. Williams is representing a client. Who else is here going to, as far as a case is concerned? How many others do we have that are actually going to be testifying? Are you folks You're gonna, okay. The other gentleman there? Okay, ma'am? Okay, so then, actually, agenda item number 2 is Sierra Power Corporation. I understand that this is a stipulation. And who is representing them today then? Mr. Williams, come forward. Yes. Basically, this is something that we've been talking about for quite a while.
A number of years.
And we understand now we have a stipulation that you have agreed to?
That's true. The client has agreed to, and it covers the periods of 2004 through 2011.
Okay. And obviously, the assessor is prepared the stipulation. Is there any other comments that you would like to make regarding the stipulation other than reading it into record?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Before we proceed, because this has been out there so long, just give us just a real short summary of the case, and then we'll have the assessor read in the stipulation. I'm doing this only because it's been before us for so long. Just give us a little bit of a background as to what the case is.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know a great deal about it. This is Mr. Broderson's case out of our office. He is out sick with either pneumonia or valley fever, so I think Mr. Hill might have a much better idea as to a summary of the background.
Yeah, they kind
Okay.
of insighted on that.
Yeah.
And I apologize, I did not bring the file. I was not
That's
intending
quite
that. This issue has been going on for many, many years. It's been in front of the Assessment Appeals Board and heard 3 different times. These are lien date type of assessments. They do not have a Prop 13 establishment or a basis. And so the assessor's office, I guess just put it bluntly, did not like the assessment appeals rulings back in those days, for those years, and the following year then would reinstitute a different value. And so the thing just kept going and going, and was the last assessment appeals hearing was appealed by the assessor. It was, I don't know if the legal term is overturned, but it was remanded back to the Assessment Appeals Board for some administrative problems. The Superior Court judge did rule that the Assessment Appeals Board accepted a comparable sale that was outside of the time frame, and so it was sent back for another hearing. And that was like in '06, and the thing has just been going on and on ever since. It's been like the assessment appeals issue from hell for all parties concerned. And we've made some very concerted efforts in the last year to try to settle the matter through that type of mediation meetings and things. And so we are at a point now where we think we have a very fair settlement.
Good.
And I would point out that going forward, we've agreed to meet and confer on an annual basis to exchange information so that we can hopefully again reach agreement, not have to.
That's a key part of the issue, is getting the communication and the agreement that we will meet and exchange salient information so that we can do our job.
Very good.
What was the property, or what kind of property was it?
This is a cogeneration facility at the sawmill in Terabella.
Where that, but I mean, was it the cogeneration equipment, or was it some other equipment?
The appeals that we have in front of us on this issue is strictly the cogeneration. It is held by a separate corporation and is separately assessed, and it does not involve the sawmill itself. But it is the equipment cogeneration.
So fixtures assessed on the real property side.
That's correct, yes.
Any other questions of board members? Thank you very much, Mr. Hill. And if the assessor would like to, now we don't need to have anyone sworn in for this, but if the assessor would like to read in the stipulation on agenda item number 2.
Chairman,
Yes.
I have a problem. This has to be voted, we have to accept the stipulation, right?
Correct.
We have 2 people here on the board who have recused themselves if it was heard.
Yes.
I think you're down to a board of 2 people.
That would be correct, yes. So I forgot when we started this, we
But
should
there
have.
isn't any testimony
Well, but you're still making a judgment call.
Okay?
And so the
Okay.
appropriate, at this point, we'll say that Mr. McKinley and Mr. Fowler have recused themselves for things having to do with Sierra Power. And so our panel then for the morning is Mr. Morris and Mr. Izuni. And are the parties okay with that?
I have a question
Purposes
too.
of the
I've had some
stipulation.
dealings with Mr. Williams. I don't know if that causes an issue or not.
Just because you don't like Mr. Williams.
I do like Mr. Williams actually, so I just,
You know, he is from Dinuba.
We, the assessor would have no objection to a panel of two making,
Are
the
you-
necessary administrative.
Are you agreeable to having Mr. Morris participate?
No objection,
And no objection.
and so stipulate.
If they split on it, we did, because we do have this ongoing vacancy, we did arrange for our retired Assessment Appeals Board member, Mr. Baird, to be appointed as a special alternate for
If we were gonna
purposes
hear
of
the case.
this matter.
Yeah.
And so if you feel strongly that you should not, one of you feels strongly that you should not approve the stipulation, don't feel that you should not express your appropriate judgment just because there's only two of you present today. We do have the opportunity to have a third member come and sit with you if you do happen to split. So vote your conscience.
You know, and just as a note of fairness, Mr. Williams and I went to school together.
Sadly but true.
So we know each other from years past, and I don't have an issue, and I'm sure that you don't either, with that relationship. But anyway, do you want to move forward with this?
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
Okay.
we can move forward.
Any other concerns? Okay, then we'll go ahead and have the assessor read in the stipulation.
Do we need to do that? I mean,
Well,
there's
then
no
do we
legal
have-
requirement.
Do we have the stipulation prepared?
Are the numbers on the docket correct?
They are correct, but Mr. Williams stated that there was a 2004 through 2011 stipulation, and the 2004 year was previously stipulated too. So we have a signed stipulation on May 4th that does not include the 2004 year.
I retract my statement and amend it accordingly.
Okay,
Okay.
So-
And that stipulation had been previously approved by the board?
The 2004?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that's a piece we need to do, so I didn't know if it had been, okay.
so then we're going to then just accept the stipulation
it's
as
the-
presented by the assessor.
It's the
which
pleasure of the board. There's no legal requirement to read them in.
actually read them in, which we have in the past. But that's fine.
This is a long list.
If that's agreeable with the assessor and the applicant?
It is.
Okay, so then we'll go ahead and hear a motion to accept the stipulation on agenda item number 2 as has been prepared by the assessor and agreed to by the applicant.
So I don't need to read all the APNs, or should I?
Correct.
Okay.
We'll skip that part.
I make a motion that on agenda item number 2, Sierra Power Company, on application number 20051006. Should I read each one of those?
Sure.
Okay. Application number 2006-138, application number 2007-414, application 2008-510, application number 2009-530, number 2010-00069, and 2011-00013, that by Sierra Power Company. I move that we accept the stipulation as presented by the assessor.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Well, you're going to have to second it yourself.
I'm going to have a second.
Yeah, right.
I second the motion. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Now, we can move on to agenda item number 2 or 3. Paramount Citrus. Is there anyone here from Paramount Citrus? Okay. What's that?
Clara Lee for Paramount Citrus Association.
Welcome.
Thank you. We have signed a stipulation with the assessors.
Oh, you have a stipulation as well. Okay. Then, if that's the case, then, again, just give us a short summary as to what the case was regarding.
This case is regarding an audit conducted back in 2009 for the audit years 2006, 2007, 2008, and 2009. And the assessor's office had included some costs for assets that were taken off the assessment roll by this board back in 2004. And we had found backup support showing that those costs were removed, and the assessor's office has stipulated that those would be removed from the assessment roll. Also, there were an item that's not accessible that was removed, and there was a contention about a retired asset that is now removed.
Okay.
Assessment roll.
Okay, so we have a stip that has been agreed to by the assessors. Does this assessor have any comment?
No.
Okay. And again, would you like to read the stipulation in or present it? Is it lengthy, or can you go ahead and read it in?
Is the document that I got, I assume it's in front of you.
Is it a partial withdrawal?
Well, wait, yeah,
Yeah.
that we are going to need to do two separate motions.
Okay.
As you can see on agenda item number 3, there's 2 groups of 4, and the documents that I got, and I assume you got it morning, they're withdrawing the second group and stipulating on the first group.
Okay.
So I would recommend at least reciting the application numbers,
For the first group.
or either
Okay.
Okay.
one, both.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, although we're back to our main panel, so, as far as I know, so
Mr. Fowler would be,
Mr. McKinley is our alternate, okay.
okay.
Right.
On application number 2009-01652, number 2009-01654, number 2009-01655, and 2009-01656 by Paramount Citrus Association. I move that we accept the stipulation as presented by the assessor.
Have a second?
I'll second it.
You have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, motion carries. So we have the stipulation on the first 4 applications. Let's go ahead and do the withdrawal on the second 4 now and get that out of the way.
Okay. I move that we accept application number 2009-01657, 2009-01658, 2009-01659, and 2009-01660 as withdrawn as indicated on the agenda.
Okay, we have withdrawal. We have a second on the withdrawal.
Second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That withdrawal is noted. Accepted. Okay, now we have agenda item number 3 out of the way.
Thank you.
And 2 has been done. Thank you very much.
Do we want to ask then about the postponement
Which one?
for our other person that's here?
Yes, in other words,
to
that's
skip
what
to
I was
that
getting
one?
at. What agenda item do you have
Or-
for your withdrawal?
And item number 46.
Oh, 46. Yes, yes. Do we want to handle this with all of the other withdrawals, or should we just go ahead and make a motion on this one?
Well, if somebody's here, it would be polite to
Okay.
do nice things for them first. So 46 is a withdrawal?
Yes. Okay, we're going to jump to agenda item number 46, which is a withdrawal. And this is Dan and Anita Fields. Do I hear a motion to accept this with application as a withdrawal?
I move we accept item number 46 as withdrawn as indicated on the agenda.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming in.
Did they sign a formal withdrawal form, or, okay, because I didn't see it in my packet.
Okay, then, thank you again. That concludes all of the cases that are going to be brought up today. I assume then,
There's one more that
Chairman,
Mr. Kokendorfer
there's
talked to me about.
one more gentleman here who's actually representing his brother, who was a non-confirmed case for today. There are some special circumstances around his brother being able to respond timely to us because he's recovering from stomach surgery in Mexico.
what agenda item is this?
This is agenda item number 25.
Okay.
In speaking with Mr. Sivas' brother, who is here today, it appears he could potentially be back in the country by sometime in about 60 days or so.
Okay.
We've reviewed the values with his brother, who unfortunately is not a authorized agent, so he can't sign the withdrawals for Mr. Sivas, but thinks that he would be agreeable to them. So the assessor's office is agreeable to postponing the case a minimum of 60 days out in order to give his brother enough time to recover beforehand.
Right.
But because Mr. Sivas' brother is not a authorized agent, the board would have to go through and make a ruling to postpone the case underneath the new rules to permit this to go forward another 60 days.
Is a 2-year waiver an issue?
I am unsure.
They are 2010 applications. Let's take a look. It could be. For 25.
They were submitted to the clerk September 30th, September 30th, 2010. Waiver would be,
Yeah, because we are within 120 days.
Right. So in that particular case, his brother can't represent him. What does the assessor want to do regarding the waiver?
I believe the case can be settled well before that. In talking with Mr. Sivas' brother, they seem very agreeable to the reductions we've given them for those 2 years, the 2000.
So if we were to postpone this for 60 days, that would still be within the 2-year period.
Correct.
But at that point, you could also request that you, a further continuance based upon the fact you do now have a 2-year waiver.
That would be,
Yeah, if they can't settle it by then.
Right.
I think probably if we did 90 days, that would be the last
Okay.
meeting before
Sure.
the 2-year waiver was up, or the 2-year limit was up. So I like your idea of only doing it for 60 days.
So,
Because that gives us the leeway of another meeting if we
That's
have
correct.
issues.
right. So if that's the case, what is the date of our meeting 60 days out?
20th?
August 20th.
Does the assessor have any issue with continuing until, postponing it until the 20th?
not at all, Mr. Chairman.
Okay? Then, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay? Regarding agenda item number 25, go ahead.
25.
This is a postponement, not a continuance.
Correct. Do we have a second?
Go ahead, you want to read the motion in, or?
Oh, I'll read the motion.
Yeah, just make a motion if you would like to continue agenda
To
item number
postpone.
25.
I'll make a motion, we continue with agenda number 25. You want the application numbers?
To postpone, yeah.
Postpone. right.
Postpone, I'm sorry. Postpone.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do the application numbers.
Okay, so we have a motion to postpone agenda item number 25. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Agenda item 25 is continued till August 20th of 2012. Postponed. Okay, looks like we're getting there, but slowly. That brings us back to agenda item number 4, correct? Then, is there any, anything that we have regarding agenda item number 4 from the assessor indicating what the status of this is other than a no-show?
We've gotten a withdrawal.
Withdrawn.
Oh, it's been withdrawn. Okay, so we're going to just basically attach that to our withdrawal calendar, if that's okay with the
Mr.
board?
Chairman, in the confirmed attendees that we have listed, we have withdrawals on item numbers 4, 5, 6, that I think was just received this morning, 7, and 9 at this point. The only one that I do not have a withdrawal on, but I have a verbal request to withdraw, is item number 8.
If that's the case, then what is the issue with agenda item number 8?
Agenda item number 8, we went through and I believe met the applicant's opinion of value, but there was a breakdown in communication with them. So in getting in contact with them late last week and clarifying the issue, they were agreeable to withdraw, but I believe the individual was going to be out of the state this morning, and so they could not attend to go through and sign the withdrawal, and they were going to try to send one when it was possible, but obviously did not get here in time.
So in this particular case, then, would you like to postpone for a period of time and?
No,
I-
no. No, you should just deny it for lack of appearance, and
You deny for non-appearance.
then they've got 30
Okay.
days to do anything. So I think we can lump number 8 in with our remaining hearings for no confirmed attendance and just deny them all for lack
So
of appearance.
there isn't any
So
issue that,
That's 8?
That is
Yes.
correct.
Okay, so, and then 6, we got a late withdrawal that we
6 we
actually
did
received? Okay,
morning.
okay.
so with the exception of agenda item number 25, which we've already handled, and 46, all of the rest of them are going to be non-appearance, denied for non-appearance?
Except for 19,
Well, we've,
right?
19?
19?
I thought I saw
Oh, wait, we have some others that are withdrawn on the no confirmation list. So let's go through those.
Okay.
I think you should have
10 is a withdrawal. And 17 is a withdrawal. 27 is a withdrawal.
Yeah.
29.
And 29 is a withdrawal. And 47 is a withdrawal. Oh, you have 42 as well? I didn't get that one in my packet. So 42. $63. $69. And that's all I have is the individual ones. That what the clerk has?
Yes, on the no confirmed attendance.
Plus the calendared
Right.
withdrawals.
I had in my packet number 19 as a postponement. Is that not
I
correct?
missed that one.
Correct, Mr. Morris. Number 19 is a postponement.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't get that one somehow.
Then before we do the no-shows and the withdrawals, Lisa, go
The
ahead.
number 19 postponement came, I don't have a copy of it. It came within that 21-day period, and I spoke with the applicant and expressed that they would need to appear to ask for the postponement, and that it would be not denied for non-appearance if they did not appear.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that's right. We're doing our new rules now. What did we set up? I think we set up that, it's Rule 22. Let's see what we're doing. Sorry, not Rule 22. Rule 23. If the request comes in less than 10 days before the hearing, they have the opportunity to get a stipulation from the other side. And I don't know what happened in that process. Presumably, we told them, and either the assessor didn't stipulate or they didn't talk to the assessor. But if the request is only by one party, then your board's pleasure when we amended the rules was to say they have to appear. And if they, it doesn't actually say in the rules if they don't appear, that you're going to deny it for failure to appear, but that would be your option.
Okay, regarding agenda item number 19, what's the board's pleasure?
So to get the postponement, they were, as it's indicated on the form, they should appear today to request that postponement.
Or get the assessor to agree to it ahead of time. But that was your board's instruction when we amended the rules, was that you wanted them to show up if it was, once they'd lost their opportunity as of right.
We received the request on the 11th, so.
Right.
They can, prior to 21 days before the first hearing date, they don't have to give a reason. Once that time period is passed, your board can require good cause. And I think the board wasn't necessarily happy with the ongoing postponement requests and wanted to kind of hold people's feet to the fire. There is the opportunity when you deny it to deny it for lack of appearance rather than on the merits. And then they have the opportunity, if they really want to go forward, to file a request within 30 days and explain, why they weren't here and ask you to put it back on. So your options would be to, well, actually, since it's in this category, you would want to deny it for lack of appearance or grant the postponement request.
If it helps the board, maybe some advice from the assessor's office about the applicant. The applicant happens to be a habitual filer. Each time the claims have been found by the board to be spurious claims. So a denial would potentially avoid having to have a needless hearing over an issue that we've reviewed the last several years with.
Should we address just this particular item?
Got number 19,
Okay.
since you do have a late postponement request, we'll do that one separately.
I make a motion that we deny for non-appearance application number 19, or agenda item number 19, application number 2010-00131. Denied for non-appearance.
And I think it would probably be helpful for the clerk if we said that the postponement request is also denied.
And amend your motion.
And amend my motion that the say that one more time?
The postponement request is
Proposed
denied.
postponement request be denied.
Have a motion and do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Have a motion and a second on agenda item number 19 for denial for non-appearance and request for postponement. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Now, we basically then have the housekeeping issue of denying the remainder of the agenda items, starting with 4, for non-appearance.
Well, actually, no, we have a number of them
Withdrawals.
to pull out in the middle that are withdrawals.
So what do we?
You'd either do
wanna
the withdrawal first or the non-appearance first. It doesn't matter. We just need to go through and.
Go through them. Okay. So let's go ahead and do the non-appearance, and then we can add, or we can take the remainder of them for withdrawals along with the withdrawal calendar.
Would you like me to
Yes,
go
if you
through
would.
my notes on that?
Wouldn't
Okay.
mind.
So pending a formal motion, these will be the ones that we will deny for failure to appear. And I have those as number 8, and then 11 through 16, number 18, number 20 through 24, number 26, number 28, number 30 through 41, number 43 through 45, and number 48 to 62. Yeah, I skipped 47. Number 48, these are the failure to appear. Number 48 to 62, 64 to 68, and 70 to 72. Does that sound correct, Madam Clerk? On the failure to appear? That was the one where that was going to be a withdrawal? Did I get that wrong?
46 was the withdrawal.
46. And we,
I thought I saw 47 on our list. 47 is here. Laura Carney? Oh, that's a different one. Oh, agent. I have a 47. Laura I. Carney, 2010004. Oh, I have it, it's the wrong number. What's 201000347? Laura Carney is the agent. Is that not on
Number
here?
42.
Oh, okay, 42. So then 47 through 62. Okay. Sorry, my mistake. Now, does it agree with the clerk? Okay. So then we would want a motion to deny those for
Okay.
non-appearance.
do you want to hear a motion to deny for non-appearance those items that have just been read?
I'll make a motion.
And can we go ahead and we
I
need
want
to...
a second.
Yes, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the items that the council has read in for non-appearance. Correct? Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The motion carries. Now, that takes care of the non-appearances. Now we need to go through and take care of the withdrawals, the ones we have not handled before.
Would you like me to recite those as well?
Yes, that would be a good idea.
On the withdrawals, I have numbers 4 through 7 and 9 of the people who were scheduled to appear today. Then in the no confirmed attendance, we have formal withdrawals from number 10, number 17, number 27, number 29, number 42. We had already approved number 46 because those people were here. Number 63 and number 69 plus the withdrawal calendar, which is item 73. And as you recall, on the withdrawal calendar, one of the items that we did put into the rules this time around was that board members don't need to feel obligated to recuse themselves
Yes.
on the withdrawals.
Okay. Do we hear a motion to accept the withdrawal calendar plus the items on the agenda that have been withdrawn as read in by council?
So moved. I make a motion.
And we have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the withdrawal calendar as read in by council. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Now, I believe that takes care of all of the agenda items.
That's all we got today.
And, Madam Clerk, you gave me these issues that were all stipulations,
Yes.
which we have taken care of.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, then is there any other business that needs to come before the board? Yes.
I think it should be pointed out that Christie, in less than 2 weeks, has settled something that's been going on for 7 years.
Well, thank you. I worked hard on that.
Regarding Sierra Power.
Right.
I don't know, that would have been on the real property side, so you may not have had anything to do with it. Did you? I don't know.
It was personal property.
Oh, it was considered personal property,
Part
okay.
of
Okay.
I would like to take credit for that. I'm not sure I want to be associated.
I don't know
with
where
that
your
case.
formal division is in the office between those
Mr.
things.
Hill did a lot of work on that.
Okay?
Well, we're very happy not to have to do a 3-day hearing. Just out of curiosity, there was a Superior Court case at some point that as far as I know, was still officially going. Is there something going on with that case?
I'm unaware if there is.
Is it going to be withdrawn or settled or dismissed or?
Don't know.
Okay. I think there was a second
guys sued.
appeal of,
Assessment Appeals Board.
I believe that was the case. I'm not sure the assessor, or I will not speak from here, but not sure he has the heart to continue that pursuit.
Because, you know, that's the one where your attorney accused the board of malfeasance in office and arbitrary and capricious and all that sort of stuff that I remember so well in the complaint.
That was outside counsel? Okay.
but it sounded like,
What I thought.
it sounded this morning like there had been an earlier Superior Court case that the assessor had won that had come back and this board had complied with that judgment between 2004 and 2006, when none of us were involved, as far as I know. Mr. McKinley may have been involved, I don't know.
Pardon?
You were around for the 2004 to 2006?
No.
era?
I was
Okay.
around when the suit was filed, so I
Yeah,
read
so
the
the-
cases and read them.
There were, and then, because when I came, there were 3 pending
Yeah.
Superior Court decisions. One of them was in the horses,
Yes,
Ward River
Ward
Ranch.
River Ranch.
and the board's decision was upheld. One of them was in Caftech,
Caftech.
and that one, the board's decision was overturned on procedural grounds, and so you had to go back and reverse your decision allowing the items to proceed. They should have been rejected as untimely. And then the third one was Sierra Power, and we've never heard anything.
Yeah.
So we have no idea if there was a Superior Court judgment one way or the other, and if there was and it was against the board, nobody has gotten a writ to serve it on us.
And when the suits were filed, the Board of Supervisors authorized a $100,000 budget. I'm sure that they stayed within that $100,000.
Oh, yeah. The, there is a specific statute in the, government code? I forget what code it's in, the government code, that if from back in the days when the Board of Supervisors was usually the Board of Equalization, that if the assessor disagrees with the Board of Supervisors, they are entitled to their own counsel paid for by the county. Now, the budget and so on would still be part of the assessors and Board of Supervisors issues. So I don't know all those pieces, but there's a specific statute for the assessor and the sheriff that if they have a major disagreement with the board, they're entitled to outside counsel.
Okay. Anything else?
That's why I was just asking. I was interested to know whatever happened to that lawsuit, so.
Okay, hearing no further items coming before the board, our June 18th meeting is now closed. Okay. Well, it's, I was just,
Mention residential at Fresno. My husband, now that my husband's a real estate.
yeah. I was just collecting my thoughts yesterday with, yes, yeah. What's happening is, in my opinion, is that we're seeing a bottom, but it may be so fragile that no one's perceiving it as a bottom, even in the residential.
Yeah.
One of the things
It
that
seems to be sort of steady.
what's that?
It seems to be steadying a little bit.
Well, he was indicating that on his own personal residence in Tulare, that, and this is very, very much a difference of what's going on. The banks are now coming back to the applicants, telling them to go get their own appraisals, because up to this point, they've been relying on area appraisals. And like, for instance, that they were saying, well, your house,
You're upside down.
if you're upside down, the city of Tulare has a figure,
Yeah.
okay? But in effect, when he did his own appraisal, he came right back to his own, the value that he had in the house was above the mortgage amount. But in effect, he had to go get the appraisal to verify. And you're gonna see that more and more. What's happening, I think, is that all of the banks are either cleaned out or cleaning out of their REO
Yeah.
and foreclosure properties.
Well, I know they're getting a lot more cooperative on their short sales.
Exactly.
For the
Wells
people who bought
Fargo's,
at the height, because they figured out that the foreclosure,
Right.
you just get angry people who tear things up, and if you do a short sale, they take care of it while they're,
it's a very precarious market. Right now, the hottest segment that I could tell is ag. Ag is probably right in there at the top end, because what's happening is the commodity prices in a lot of cases are driving the value of the underlying land.
yeah, that would make sense. Bring this-
At an accelerator.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes. So I haven't forgotten about your signatures. We're gonna get those in just a second. But in effect, what I'm saying is
the
that
board doesn't sign those, do they? Just the assessor and,
you needed our signature. That's okay. We'll get that in just a second.
yeah, no,
But-
I have a note that I need to sign the original.
But the residential,
Yeah, it
the
counts as
residential market is still the worst that's out there. But are you from Porterville?
I say
You're from Porterville. I was just talking to an agent over there, and the hottest segment that they have is the low-end residential houses that are being bought up by investors.
Yep,
Okay?
no, that's what we're seeing in Fresno,
That is
too.
still being cleaned out.
We've got
Okay.
this, for people who've got the money, this unique combination of low interest rates and low prices. We bought a rental last year.
Go out and buy houses?
Yeah. Yeah, we're looking for another rental house to buy.
Well, the thing is that on a large investment basis, either the investor, buyer has got to be attuned to taking care of a lot of numbers of properties. Where if you used to be able to do $2 million, $3 million, $4 million sale, you'd be back hard pressed to find one APN that could satisfy the amount. Okay? Now, for the same amount of money, you got to buy 100. So that's a difference.
Yeah, to manage that many.
But, okay, but the other thing too that I was going to tell
Have a
you
nice day.
is that down the road, they're predicting a housing.
I'm sure the rental market has gone extremely high too, because of this.
So, I don't know.
Well, I'm glad it appears
we're
that easy
into
on
right
the
now is
surface, the
weird.
back end of that.
Very weird.
I don't cause John to.
Like they say, a parking at 1031 in agricultural property.
Amazing thing.
Well, you can't afford to purchase it because what are you gonna put on it? Nothing to grow to produce an income.
If the value of the dollar strengthens dramatically, I think you can see ag prices go out the door because the commodity prices will drop.
That's right.
So anyway.
I agree.
What you got?
Lance, you have a nice day.
I don't sign the tips. Okay. Then let me give these back to you. There was one more.
Paramount and.
I was two for Sierra Power.
That was quick.
There it is.
Another one?
Glenn?
You really haven't spent a lot of time with your car, have you?
Well, every single time I spend time with it, it goes to the mechanic.
I think so. I'll tell you what, what we went through today was about as messy, and it has nothing to do with, it's just a circumstance of what's going on right now in the thing. But basically, it was kind of hard to follow, primarily because we're getting the packages, let's say, a week, and then there's a lot of activity just before the meeting.
I think there'll be less.
I hope so.
This was a big meeting, this was much bigger because the,
I'll spend my Sundays prepping.
2 month, 3 month gap.
Yeah.
I have a 16-year-old. I need to buy a car for her or so,
What do I do with my agenda?
or just, do you know anybody?
Yes.
Right. Right.
You'll just have it already in your meeting.
Sounds good.
Okay, those are the three that you gave me, along with this. Will do. Okay, and I have my agenda.
Oh, thank you. Christy?
Keep this nice.
Christy? Christy, can you come over for a second?
Just saying. That's good to see you, man.
Yeah, see you next month, huh?
So how would you like your name listed on your name plate? How do you spell it?
I think it's going to.
Okay, yeah.
So,
Oh, it's up,
please spread the word. Lowercase often on my.
oh, they're all caps. They're all caps except for, okay. No, whatever, no, it's just whatever you want. Tim puts Tim, so. Julie puts Julia instead of, mine doesn't have my full legal signature either, so.
Put the plug in for you. My pastor just recently bought a Packard, so he would be the one I would normally refer you to.
Right. Actually, we're already past that. So I need the originals on the steps.
Cut gears.
Are the originals, okay, when they're not in, oh, right here, okay. When they're not in blue, I get
It made me
confused.
laugh. My
So
wife,
thank you.
where are the seatbelts?
We do have occasional hearings, but. Yep, it'll be great.
Nice meeting you. Barbara, there's one other thing I wanted to talk about. Do you have a few minutes?
Sure.
We've been babysitting our granddaughter
The ones that do it every year.
at a week at a crack once a month. So I decided to go see an assessment appeals board.
That'd be great.